Okay, so this video, it was supposed to come out on Halloween. I'm about a week late, but I still wanted to put the video out. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and my try at an interesting intro.
On a crooked path, I met a crooked man with a crooked smile and a wicked gleam. Given tattered page and muddled line, the crooked man walked through the crooked trees. The single line the forest speaks. The lady on the crooked moon never forgets, never forgives. To home I go, a tattered page, a spoken line, and choices made. Instructions followed, symbols scrawled, and candles lit. The crooked moon above, the lady smiling down. Ritual complete.
What are your thoughts on the intro? In a comment down below. In that box that I just summoned from the depths of hell was the Crooked Moon Folk Horror RPG D&D 5e supplement. And I really like it. I haven't played with it, but reading through it and looking at it, I really do like what they did. Unlike something like Grim Hollow, which I purchased a long time ago because I thought it was interesting. Grim Hollow does well with the transformation stuff and adding in like some new small mechanics, but Crooked Moon just feels a lot more substantial. Before we talk about the book, let's talk about everything that was inside the box. So, we've got the usual, and this is just the core box. Plus I did buy the STL files for printing all the bosses, which might be something that we can look into painting. Just a thought. So you have your normal DM screen, which has fantastic art on it. It covers basically what you would expect for it to cover. Conditions, food, drink, lodging, skills, like all of that stuff. It covers the usual stuff. Then there's a Horned King dice bag, which feels nice quality. And my favorite thing out of all of the stuff that's in here, I really like cloth maps. I think cloth maps are fantastic a lot of the time. Especially like this type of cloth just feels really good. I really like the art on both sides. I think the art's fantastic. So that's my favorite thing about the whole box. I do also like the tactical maps because they are double-sided. And it's not just, one sheet. It goes over like 4 different sheets. So that's kind of nice. Then you've got the Crooked Moon pin, which also nice metal quality. And there's the 2 sets of dice that got sent with it. The pumpkin dice, which it's got orange and then like black on one side. And I'm not a huge fan of that. They all have the black on the one, which is kind of nice. It works. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan of the dice. They feel like decent quality, but not like great looking quality in my opinion. I like them. I like the way that they're inked. It's just, I don't know. They're not my favorite dice that I've ever bought. That's the pumpkin dice. These are the Wickerman dice, which they have on these guys, on the pumpkin dice, you have a pumpkin on the 20 side or the high side. And then for these dice, for the Wickerman dice, you have the Wickerman symbol on that side for the 20. These ones I like more because they are they're clearer. They don't have, just the one side being black, which it works. It's just not my favorite thing. The Wickerman dice are okay. They're not like super clear. They're kind of cloudy, but it works for them. Because it is supposed to be, a Wickerman gets lit on fire. So it kind of works with it. Then you also have 3 different decks of reference cards. You've got your NPCs and encounters. You've got your monsters and bosses. And your items and spells. Which they all have really good art on them. Like, I think the art with Crooked Moon is fantastic. And then finally, got the big boy. The actual book. The actual core book. Which is a thick son of a... Here's the reason the book is so thick. This part here, this is your races, the background for the world and everything, and your just kind of your overall knowledge for creating classes, using different races, stuff like that. And then that is your campaign. The full campaign is in there. And after that is your bestiary and appendixes. So this isn't one of those where it's like Grim Hollow does, where we're going to give you dark fantasy horror of the world that takes place in Grim Hollow, where you don't get a campaign in here. They call it campaign guide. There's no actual campaign in here. Where with Crooked Moon, you have a full campaign that you can run. Yeah, you can go and, do other stuff with the races and all of the characters and stuff in here. Or you can just run this straight as a campaign itself. And I do like that. Plus, all of this art is fantastic. Like, I love all of the art, and I like all of the new stuff that they put into this. Where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 13 new races or species. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 new subclasses. This book gives you a lot of stuff and a lot of new things that you can do. And if I'm going to talk about anything, just a little bit of an overview, I would say for the classes, I think the Bard College of Whistles is interesting. I read through it a little bit. I think it's a very interesting when it comes to the different characters, making your own character. They include not just, what are you getting at level 3 or 6 or 9 or 11 or 13 or 17 or 20. There's not just that. There's also a lot of unique things to the characters. So we talk about the College of Whistles Bard. You have, your level 3 Handy Haunts, level 3 Whistling Wanderer, level 6 Homeward Bound and Ride the Rails, and level 14 Last Stop. You have all of that, but then you also have Whistles and Wanderings, which is an offering of suggestions on places you visited during your travels where you met the various spirits that are drawn to your whistles. So you can define your character a bit more and to make an actual backstory and build a backstory for them instead of what I think a lot of other supplements do where they don't really give you a lot of that. I'm going back to Grim Hollow because it's also dark fantasy, or it's also kind of horror-ish. If we look at the Highway Rider, you get all of the stuff that your character can do and what they get at different levels, but there's nothing to help you establish a backstory for your character. There's a little bit for Misfortune Bringer and stuff, but some of them they don't go and give you a whole lot of information to help you build a character with that class or with that subclass. But I feel in Crooked Moon they do give you a lot more to work with. Plus they add in their own backgrounds and original feats and stuff, and it all plays into the world and the characters and what folk horror is. And I just looking through some of them, I'm I really do like how much detail and stuff they have added into this, because it can really help your character. It can really help you flesh out your character a lot more with this folk horror story instead of just using the feats from the 5e book. And some of the art and characters it is fantastic. Some of the art they put into this book is it is so good. And I'm going to share with you, for the species that you can play in this, personally, normally I'd go with Curseborn because werewolves. Because it's a fucking werewolf, yeah. But my favorite looking through all of these and all the designs and stuff is Harvestborn. Basically scarecrows. Living scarecrows. I don't know. I like the design of them and the thought of them. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, I'm looking through the book. I am glad I purchased this, and I think this could be really fun. And I do so I've read the end of the actual fight, at the end of the actual campaign part of it, and I do really like that they designed 8 major bosses for the end that you have to fight. It feels like such a fitting conclusion to the whole story. You have a specific amount of time that you have to go and beat all 8 of these villains in. To complete the campaign, you basically you have to beat 8 different legendary monsters to go and win or complete the campaign. And it feels like it is such a fitting and kind of badass end to the campaign. Even after, facing whatever the big guy is at the end. So yeah, that's all I've really got to say about this book from just looking through it. I kind of want to go and, I want to try and play this campaign, but I'm going to need to, gather a few people to do it, which I could maybe get the guys to do it again. Try doing D&D again over Roll20. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do it? Should I try and get the guys together to play this over Roll20? Maybe we stream it on the channel. Maybe we don't. Who knows? It could just be a fun playthrough. Let me know. Let me know what you think. But that's kind of all my thoughts on this. I hope you have a royal day, a royal night, whatever it is for you. And I will talk to you later. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that usual algorithm stuff. It does help out the channel. And if you feel like it, I do have a bunch of other videos that are on the channel that aren't really getting good views right now. I think stuff might be suppressed a little bit. I don't know. But if you would be so kind after watching this, maybe click on this video and watch that one too. It does really help me out. But yeah, that's all I got. Peace.